Faithful followers, this is your old pal, brother Jack Angry. Things keep improving for us here at the Monastery of Mayhem and with the Angry Brothers Omaha Rama. We want to welcome our newest sponsor, Big Brain Tattoos at 1123 Jackson Street in the Old Market here in Omaha. They are our newest sponsor, and we would like everybody to stop on down and say hi to Smitty and Lenny and the rest of the artists down there. Get a price on a tattoo, and next time you decide to have work done, be sure and visit Smitty and see what he can do for you. Now back to the show. Well, greetings, faithful followers. This is your old pal, brother Jack Angry, along with Inferno, the cougar from hell.
Hello, everyone.
We're bringing you another episode of the Angry Brothers Omaha Rama, and tonight we're bringing you the 1979 classic space opera called Star Crash. Now, you had a chance to actually sit down and preview the movie with me, so what did you think of it, Inferno?
Had a mix of Star Wars, Star Trek, and Scooby-Doo, only because she likes to get captured a lot, like
Daphne. Yes,
Daphne.
It's like, yes. And it's like, yes, I would have taken over the galaxy if it wasn't for that meddling kid.
It wasn't so, I mean, to me it was kind of cheesy, but it's from way back when, and I mean, she looked a little cold all the time.
Oh, Carolyn Monroe, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, I would love her work outfit, that's all I know.
Yes, it's like, well, British actress Carolyn Monroe has actually made quite a name for herself in the horror and sci-fi genre. She's been in movies such as Happy Birthday to Me. She's done a number of movies in England. She's worked for Hammer Films. She was in, if I'm not mistaken, one of the Dr. Phibes movies, playing the part of Volnavia. I might be mistaken about that, so don't quote me on that 100%. But yes, she's a very lovely woman, and she does a very, very good stage presence. Mm-hmm. One thing that you might not know about Star Crash is that it was actually made to capitalize on the fame of George Lucas's Star Wars. Mm-hmm. They wanted to see if the movie, the viewing audience would embrace another space opera the way they had embraced George Lucas's Star Wars. And this one didn't do quite so well at the box office, but it developed it over the several years, many, like 2 decades. It's developed the cult following that it has. The movie's staggeringly popular as far as the downloads, Netflix markets, and the on-demand viewing. So, you know, it's different, but in its own way. It has a totally different fan base than Star Wars does, but still a good movie nonetheless. A little bit of trivia about the movie. The film was designed here, or it was actually shot using some very big name talent at that time, including Christopher Plummer, who was a friend of the director, and he was asked to fill in when the original actor they had for playing the part of the Galactic Emperor had to back out on rather short notice. So it left them without a person to play the Emperor. Christopher Plummer said he would do it for a modest payment, as he didn't really need the money at the time. And his scenes were shot in a total of 1 day. So he took a day out of his schedule to do this for a friend. You know, real stand-up guy to do that. And this movie stars a very young, unknown David Hasselhoff.
Oh, really?
Yes, he plays the Emperor's son, Simon. We'll get more on that in just a moment. So, Inferno, since you did watch the movie, what else did you like about it?
Okay, so the robot.
Ale.
Okay, it is Ale. Woo-wee! He's like a redneck.
Yes, it's
a redneck robot.
That's another point. The cast of the movie is primarily British. Carolyn Monroe and several others. Christopher Plummer is an American actor, but many of the cast and crew were from the UK, and that's where part of the movie was filmed, was in the UK. Robot L was voiced by the comedic actor, voiceover actor. He's been in a number of animated series. He's been in a number of comedy series, including Soap and others. Hamilton Camp is the actor, and he voiced the character of Police Robot L with a Texas accent,
which did bring character to the movie.
Oh yes, it did. It brought a lot of character to the movie. I don't know if it was him in the costume or if it was just dubbed in, but he did it in an interview. He said he kind of did it to thumb his nose at the UK because he didn't like the rather stodgy British culture, and he did it as a Texas accent to kind of throw a monkey wrench into their program, but it worked out rather well. We'll have more on the movie Star Crash. We're going to get back to it here on the Angry Brothers Omaha Shakarama.
Enjoy.
Enjoy. Well, greetings, faithful followers. What do you think of Star Crash so far?
I think it's sweet.
Yeah, it actually has a certain kind of charm to it, and you described it as a kind of a clean porno film.
Pretty much an adult film, really clean. That's what it looks like to me. Especially that guy that's the partner with her.
Marjoe Gortner playing Acton. Yeah.
Looks like he's got a spray tan with a major afro, so that's why I had to aff it up.
Yes, the 80s afro, the 80s fro, yes. You know, a staple of actors well into the 90s, you know. I'm surprised he didn't have a porno star mustache or something.
Oh, right. Been perfect.
Yeah, and what did you think of the guy that played Count Zathros, you know? It's like...
Is that the bad guy?
Yes, that was the bad guy.
I'm telling you, their costumes could have been a little bit better, but it reminds me a lot of Star Wars, like the droids and everything like that pop up, and Darth Vader, and
how the
bad guys want to help destroy things and then hate each other again.
Star Crash should be what would happen if you would, if you'd had a good idea and you'd went out to film it, but then they give you a budget of $1.99 to do everything.
Or $1.99 theater.
There you go. It's it was never really it was designed to keep people in the Star Wars spirit, but I don't think it was ever intended to compete with Star Wars. But it served its purpose. I mean, they got a very nice cult picture out of it.
Who was the bad girl?
Which bad girl? I mean, that was Carol. Was that?
She was. It's when they maybe went to the snow world. I don't know.
Was that Carolyn? Oh, I know the
brown hair.
Oh yeah, I know the one you're talking about. I don't remember.
Her eyes were like Superman. They just lasered.
Okay. Yes.
So there was a little bit of Superman in there too.
Yes. Okay, you're talking about one of.
She wants to get revenge all the time.
Okay, you're talking about one of the Amazon Queen and.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I don't remember the actress that plays her. I'll have to actually check that, but I know the scene you're talking about. And again, that was probably threw that in there as a little lesbian innuendo.
Yeah, it's like she's watching the adult film to me. That's what I was gonna say, but
we didn't hear a sleazy saxophone anywhere, but you never know. But just to give you a little trivia, I mean, David Hasselhoff in that scene where he was the cave people, where he was. Striking them all down with his lightsaber, as it were.
Lightsabers.
He was wearing that helmet. That was actually another actor playing him. David Hasselhoff had contracted food poisoning at the beginning of the filming from some type of bad seafood, if I'm not mistaken. And he was actually pretty gravely ill through most of the filming. I mean, and he could only be on camera for short periods of time because he just couldn't stay on his feet that long. And a lot of the scenes that you will see are actually done by his stunt guy, the guy who was wearing the helmet. And David Hasselhoff, he has very little screen time in it, but that's why. I mean, he would have had been in more of the scenes, but he was just
a bummer. His paycheck got cut in half.
Well, at the time he was just working for an hour. He was working for scale wages. It's like he was an unknown at that time. And oddly enough, Star Crash, because of the popularity of David Hasselhoff, is quite a popular film in Germany because of the fact the Hoff is in it. Yeah. And for some reason, they just love him over there. It's like them wacky Germans, go figure. The Star Crash, the special effects, were laughable. I mean, there are scenes where you could clearly see it's a model ship flying on a wire, or the stop animation. The stop animation with the two robots at the end where Acton fights them and is struck down and, consequently disappears, becoming part of the Force, as it were, or whatever the...
Yeah, this is when Lego became popular.
Yes. It's like those robots, the stop animation looks like it was done by a high school film class, but they probably couldn't afford anything better, so...
A science activity.
There you go. It is what it is, you know. But we're going to get back to the film. Star Crash, starring Marjoe Gortner, David Hasselhoff, Christopher Plummer, and Carolyn Monroe, here on the Angry Brothers Omaha Shakarama.
Enjoy.
Enjoy. Well, greetings, faithful followers. Before we get back to Star Crash, tonight's movie, we wanted to express our deepest thoughts and sympathies to the staff and to the management of the Next Millennium. They recently suffered a tragedy where one of their employees was killed in a hit-and-run accident. Fortunately, the man who perpetrated that, the hit-and-run driver, has been caught and will hopefully face the appropriate consequences for his actions. Our thoughts do go out to Next Millennium, their management and owners and staff, the families of the victims, and everyone involved. Our thoughts and prayers are with you here at the Angry Brothers Omaha Shakarama. Now back to our show. Alright, so what did you think of Star Crash, people? Wasn't that, I'm not going to say that movie was scary, but wasn't that movie just full of corny goodness?
She is very pretty, and they seem like really nice people all around, but the costumes do suck.
Yes, I mean the whole...
I mean, she looks sexy in her costumes.
Well, yes,
very pretty. Her earrings keep changing like mine.
Oh yes, that's right. That is the third pair of earrings you put on.
Yeah, it's funner this
time. So no, you're not hallucinating. Her earrings do change every time you take a look. So you'll have to look real closely for that.
It's really sexy. She gets captured a lot, so I had to wear this for her too.
Inferna's wearing her prison outfit, you know. Well, we'll have to keep that in mind when we run a prison movie like Big Bird Cage or Women Behind Bars or something like that, you know. Which we will be running here on the Angry Brothers Omaha Shakarama, because there's no depths we won't go to, no level we won't sink to bring you, our fans and viewers, the absolute best in really bad movies.
We enjoy making you laugh and watch us.
We enjoy, I mean...
make an ass of ourselves.
There you go. It's like...
pretty much.
Hey, it's like if it wasn't for us, you'd be watching someone else, so it's like...
That's more boring. Really. This is water and food dye, by the way.
Yeah, right. Right. I believe that, and if you believe that, faithful followers, please talk to me about a bridge I'd like to sell you in New York. Brooklyn, to be exact. Anyhow, that's going to conclude tonight's movie here on the Angry Brothers Omaha Shakarama. Now, we've got some really great things coming in next week. You're going to see movies such as The Galaxy of Terror, Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires, and The Giant Claw from 1956. We're also talking with the Weinstein Company to bring you the 2005 classic Feast, which, if you know anything about that movie, you're really going to want to see it. It has such things as exploding biker babes, Jason Mewes getting his face ripped off.
I have some friends that would love to see this movie.
Oh yes, monster doggy style sex.
I definitely would want to see this movie.
And, well, some things we really can't talk about at this point, but you're going to want to see it anyway.
Do we have to cut some parts out on this?
I'm not going to.
Sounds good.
Yep, we're gonna run that one as is and hope that public access don't shut us down for that. You know, don't worry, Chris. We'll work something out.
We'll pay under the table.
There you go. It's like, yes, you'll get a little extra in the envelope this time around.
You might have some poker chips running around.
There you go. But anyway, so look for really great things on the horizon here for the Angry Brothers Omaha Shakarama. Check out our Blogspot or Blog Talk Radio. We just finished an interview with the Las Vegas, Nevada horror host, The Sinister Minister, aka Sean Smith.
Awesome.
Yes, you're going to want, it was a great interview and you're going to want to check that out. And you can find that by going to our website at www.theangrybros.com. We want to thank our good friends at Indie Horror TV for running our horror movie review program, Movie Night Live from the Monastery of Mayhem. You can watch us every Friday at 12 a.m. I believe that's 12 a.m. Central Time. If not, go to the website at www.indiehorror.tv. We're listed right on the front page. Our banner is there, along with everything else, and you can find all of our times. You can also look for us on channels such as The Vortex, and occasionally on the Monster Channel. So, coming from me, Brother Jack Angry, along with Inferna, my cougar from hell.
And I need to do a blog with you again.
Yes, you do.
Radio, really bad.
You need to be on the show again, and we're going to look forward to that. I'm talking with Daisy Train, and hopefully we'll have her back on the show.
She's
and,
lovely. Love her.
And Rita Daniels. We also have been talking to the well-known 70s and 80s film star Kay Parker. We're hoping to have her on the show, along with the return of Seika.
Oh, thank God.
Yes, Seika actually has a book coming out. It's going to be, the release date is the 1st of July. So when that comes out, we'll have her back on the show to talk about it. And we'll have the lovely Kay Parker. And we're going to try and bring you some of the other well-known starlets from the 70s. I won't mention any names here until we actually get a few more things finalized. We'll also keep your eye on some of the events and conventions around the area.
And these are the real deal, by the way.
Yes.
They are the real girls.
Yes,
that we're
they
talking
are.
to.
These are the real stars.
It's not fake.
No.
Maybe someday we'll even
have them
pop
on
them up
the
sometime.
We'll have them on the show to film, and also we will be having some new girls on the show to help out myself and Inferna. You will be able to look for that in the near future.
I might get more sober.
Well, we don't want to go too overboard. I mean, we love it when you're slightly intoxicated.
No, I'm not.
No, you're perfectly fine, dear.
Thank you.
Perfectly fine. Isn't she something, friends? All right, well, that's going to conclude tonight's show. I'm Brother Jack Angry, along with Inferna, the cougar from hell.
Love you. Mwah.
Love you all. Good night, unpleasant dreams, and keep America on top. Watch horror hosts. Good night.
Night.
Greetings, faithful followers. This is your old pal, Brother Jack Angry, along with Inferna.
Hi.
And Sin. And we just wanted to take a moment to welcome our newest sponsor, Big Brain Tattoos in Omaha, Nebraska. Now they're located at 1123 Jackson Street, which is on the backside of the old market here in downtown Omaha. We hope you'll stop by and see Smitty, the owner, and Lenny and Jason, two of his best artists. And they will be happy to answer all of your questions and deal with whatever your tattoo needs are, whether you're just pricing a tattoo, you have a design, or you need a design. Lenny and his artists will be happy to draw that out and set it up to your satisfaction. And all of their work is backed by Smitty and his artists, so you'll never go away dissatisfied from Big Brain. So be sure and check them out. And tell him the Angry Brothers sent you. And if you'd like to check his webpage out, it's www.bigbrainomaha.com.